Welcome to Battle Bomb. A once prosperous country is steadily being destroyed by a government that thinks that they can do better than other failed governments of the same nature. Yes, we are talking about the Republic of South Africa. In 1994, when the first truly democratic elections were held in the country, a group called the African National Congress won the elections with a landslide victory and the world celebrated. The last bastions of the white people on the African continent were now a true democracy, where every person had the vote for government. The Rainbow Nation was born and the world held their breaths at the same time. Fortunately for the South African people, a civil war never broke out in between the black majority and the white minority. 25 years later and South Africa is in trouble. Infrastructure is failing left and right due to lack of maintenance, and the majority of people are revolting in small groups all over the country with protests over service delivery that were promised and never delivered. The majority of the people are getting fed up with the current government. Not only for all the broken promises of the last 25 years, but an ineffective local, regional and national government, the cause of the steady failure of the country. In 2009, South Africa voted again and the Jacob Zuma era began, with the mass looting and corruption being the order of the day. With the president in charge of the country with the equivalent education of grade 5, the degradation of the country was almost guaranteed. President Zuma was forced to resign in February 2018, but at this time, most state-owned enterprises and municipalities are in total disorder and almost non-functional. The only thing that are keeping South Africa from total collapse are the privately owned businesses and the working class that still contribute tax funding for the government. But what is the main reason for this downfall of a country? One of the main reasons for the downfall of the country is the lack of education and experience in governing a country. The policies of the governing party are directly responsible for the deployment of comrades to essential posts without the knowledge of how to do the work that they are being paid for. The salaries that some of these ineffective people earn is ridiculous in anybody's language that drain the working capital of these organizations. Even though the worker salaries slowly rise, inflation is still making the masses poorer every month. But do not take our word for this claim. Let's hear from one of the deployed comrades that are currently deployed at one of the provincial government level. The clip is from one of the South African news agencies called ENCA.
It is an open secret, Chairperson, that our deployment strategy does not require any minimum level of education. We deploy comrades on the basis of their commitment, loyalty, and the years of experience they have spent in the ANC. And you would know that the environment of government is a very complex environment, highly legislated, especially local government. But you will see the forensic report when you are given copies, that even those that have gone to school acted in a manner that showed disregard to prescripts that are there in local government. I've seen the report where you have a municipal manager with a master's degree or a CFO registered with a professional practice being asked, or didn't you know that you must check the credit rating of VBS before you invest, or must you check that they are a registered banking institution properly before you invest? You will find such weaknesses. So in our case, we found that part that contributed to the challenges that we have was our deployment strategy. And I know even in the last National Executive Committee meeting, the Minister of COGTA came to present a proposal for a review of the ANC deployment strategy. It's not an open secret. It's a matter we are dealing with. It is working against us. We have to find a way in which we deal with those challenges. The officials of the ANC in the province are united. You know, when you send a text message or a WhatsApp message, it's unlike when you send a messenger to deliver a letter. I said to you that we worked until, remember we came from the Lease conference over the weekend. We just finished yesterday. From the Lease conference, we had to go to a PEC meeting. We finished very late last night, and we agreed that the PEC must reconvene.
With the amount of employees in vital positions without the necessary qualification, one can just imagine about the chaos that ensued. These comrades are just there to take enormous amounts of money for very little work. The problem is that the African National Congress does not care about the masses of people that will be even further impoverished than ever before. To remain in power, the African National Congress now embarked on a populist approach towards the upcoming elections in 2019. The new way is to ensure that they will remain in power after the elections is to further destroy the country, is to declare all white people criminals after they apparently stole the land, and that with the willingness to mess with the constitution of the country so that they can take the properties of all whites still in the country. It is called expropriation without compensation, and this is the final nail into the coffin for the country. Where will South Africa end up? Like Zimbabwe or even worse? Please like and subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with videos that will be posted in the future.